I did some research and I saw that you were in India in 2013, sir, for a
Yeah,
show. Can you
yes,
please tell me something about it?
it was quite an adventure. That was my first time to India,
Hmm?
and I've been a fan of Indian music and Indian food my whole life.
Oh my
I
God.
love even in the '60s when I was very young. I got my first Ravi Shankar record of
Oh.
real Indian music, not just the Beatles with a
Mm-hmm.
sitar. It was the real thing. And
Oh.
so since him, I was also a big fan of a violinist, L. Shankar.
Yes.
He played with Frank Zappa. I think he also played with John McLaughlin.
Mhm.
Amazing, uh, brilliant violinist in an Indian style. And 2 nights ago, I made a very nice vindaloo myself. I cook Indian food often.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And in my home, there's a lot of artwork from India. You know,
Wow. You
art
bought it
pieces.
from here?
I didn't buy it there. No, I bought it in the USA. It's hard
Mhm.
when you purchase, especially wooden sculpture, to bring it into USA because they're worried about wood coming
Mhm.
in. So I
Yes.
usually there's a many places, especially in LA, that I could buy uh, some great, not too expensive, but artwork of an Indian style.
Great, sir. Well, so I would like to know, sir, that when you first did you know that bass was your thing when you first started music? Were you
Yeah, it
on the
was.
bass directly?
Yeah, it was what I was into because I had when I was young,
Mhm.
the early '60s, uh, bands were everywhere. There were just bands and bands and bands. Every street had two bands in basements or in garages, and everybody was into playing. And on our street in our neighborhood,
Ah.
around the corner from my home, was my friend Joe, and he's older. I had older brothers and sisters, but Joe was a bass player. So I
Ah.
wanted to be like Joe because Joe was a cool guy.
Mhm.
And he's still my dear friend, and he's still a great bass player. And he started me playing many, many years ago. But when I was young, they would rehearse in their home, but I was too young. I had to go home and go to bed. So I'd lay in my
Oh,
bed. I could hear the bass through the
wow.
neighborhood. It was really a cool sound. And the first time I picked one up, it was big and heavy, and the amps were giant. And
Hmm.
I just remember my brother. We were listening to the radio, and he said, "We're listening to some song. I forgot what song." And he says, "Yeah, hear that part there?" And I said, "Yeah," because that's bass. I go, "Really?" Like Joe plays. I was excited about bass from the very beginning,
Oh.
and I couldn't get a bass right away. My sister had an acoustic guitar,
Mhm.
so I learned the bass lines on the acoustic guitar, and
Oh,
then finally, when I got my own bass, I became more serious with it, of course. And then that was over, man, that was over 50 years ago, a long time ago.
long time.
So I've been playing for over 50 years now, and
Wow.
on probably more than 5,000 shows, and I don't know how many records I've made.
So,
To fit with the neck, and they're not on the market yet. They come very soon. I did all that on. This is the original
oh,
that I
the
bought
one
in about
bass.
1969.